I'm going to progress a page of 64 change keys from this KBA. These are Schlage locks, so my max is 7. We have 3 constants in positions 1, 2, and 6. Before I begin, I want to plan out on the page where my keys are going to go. So just very lightly in pencil, I'm going to draw that there's going to be 4 vertical groups, and in each vertical group I'm going to have 4 blocks. And each block is going to have 4 change keys. So my first block of my first vertical group, the A column, will go 8, 2, 4, 0. The A is always changing. So 8, 2, 4, 0. Always changing. 8, 2, 4, 0. 8, 2, 4, 0. Okay, now I go to the B column. The B column stays the same throughout a block and changes when you get to the next block. So my first value is 8, and it's going to stay the same 8, 8, 8, 8, and then when it gets to the next block, change to a 6. 6, 6, 6, 6, and the next block changes to a 0. 0, 0, 0, 0, and then a 2. 2, 2, 2, 2. When I get to the next block, it goes back to the 8 again. So 8, 6, 0, 2, that pattern will repeat. 8, 8, 8, 8, 6, 6, 6, 6, 0, 0, 0, 0, 2, 2, 2, 2, and again. Then I look at the C column. The numbers in the C column stay the same till you get all the way down to the bottom of the paper, and then they change when you get to the top of the paper again. My first number is a 3, so I use that one all the way down. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. And when I get to the top of the page, I need the next number, which is a 5. It's going to be 5s all the way down. And then 7s. And finally 9. All right, now it's important to remember that these constants here, I've got a 3 and a 9 at the beginning and a 2 at the end. So every key on this page starts with a 3 and a 9 and ends with a 2. Starts with a 3, 9, and ends with a 2. So if I were to take, for example, this key right here, 269, the actual bitting for that key is 3, 9, 2, 6, 9, 2. But I'm not going to write it every time because that would actually get in the way of looking at the numbers. Before you go any further, it's a good thing to look for mistakes. If you look in the KBA, the top row says 883. Well, that's the first key of the first block of the first vertical group. Here it is, 883. 265 will show up in the second row of the second block of the second vertical group, 265. 407 will show up in the third row of the third block of the third vertical group, 407. 029 will show up in the fourth row of the fourth block of the fourth vertical group, 029. That's a good spot check. Now, all these numbers should be unique. I can pick any number and show that it's only going to show up on the page one time. For example, let's take 203. The fact that it has a 3 in the fifth chamber means that it's got to be in this vertical group because none of these have 3s in the fifth chamber. Only those have 3s in the fifth chamber. The fact that it has a 0 in the fourth chamber means that it has to be in this horizontal group, because those are the only ones that have a 0 in the fourth chamber. And the fact that it has a 2 in the third chamber means that it has to be the second row of the block, because only the second row of each block has a 2 in that position. So this is the only key that has 203 because it's the only key that is the second row of the third block of the first vertical group. And you can look on the page, nowhere else has a 203. The next step is that I'm going to look for max violations. With a max of 7, you can't have a 9 next to a 0, or a 9 next to a 1, or an 8 next to a 0. Well, right here there's a 0 next to an 8, and here and here and here all have zeros next to an 8. Well, do we have any places with a 0 next to a 9? Well, here we have zeros next to 9s. How about a 1 next to a 9? Is there a place with a 1 next to a 9? No. Okay, so you might think that I'm finished, but I'm actually not, because remember my constants 3, 9, and 2? Every one of these keys has a 9 in the second chamber. So take this key, for example. It's actually 390632. So there is a 9 next to that 0, and that makes it a max violation. Anything that's got a 0 in the front is a max violation because that has the 9 here. So these are all max violations. That's quite a bit. I actually have 19 max violations.